This is Mark Morell, your host for Let's Voltron, the official Voltron podcast for 7 years now. We are celebrating our 7th anniversary of Let's Voltron, the official Voltron podcast. And I wouldn't be able to do this without my co-host, Greg Tyler. So welcome, Greg.
Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Voltron fans and listeners and now viewers around the universe. 7 years. What do you think, Mark?
It's been amazing. It's been awesome. I couldn't imagine that when we started this, we'd be talking about this 7 years later, and we're over 200 episodes going on here now. This is like our 205th or 206th, somewhere around there.
That's a lot of chit chat about Defenders of the Universe.
Yes,
Seriously.
It is. Yes, it is. And we are happy to talk about it even more because, believe it or not, there's still some things we haven't covered yet.
Where do the lions go to the bathroom? Anyway.
So do they have to oil those zip lines or what? You know, I'm trying to figure that out.
Good question.
So we do have some guests with us this time around. So we do want to bring those on. And of course, we wouldn't be able to do this without the people who brought us Voltron in the first place. So of course, we're going to have guests from World Events Productions. Of course, we're going to have Bob Koplar and Tiffany Ilardi and Caitlin, all from the Voltron Store. You guys remember the Voltron Store on Facebook Live, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I'm sure they remember.
So let's bring them on. Here we go.
All right.
We've got everybody here. We've got Tiffany, we got Bob,
Hi,
we got
guys.
Caitlin. How you guys doing?
Hi. Great.
Hey, it's great to see you all.
Good to see
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Good to see you, Mark and Greg, and congratulations on 7 freaking years. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, 7 years of guests is not easy to come by. Let me tell you, I had to do it for like 7 weeks and I'm done.
Yeah.
It's true. Literally, after every episode, Tiffany goes, "Okay, was that our last?" I'm like, what? I've said this to you before, Mark, but I remember when you first came up with this concept and you very graciously reached out to us and you said, "Hey, I want to do this Let's Voltron podcast. And, you know, I'd like it to be the official podcast of Voltron." And you didn't have to get permission, but it was really gracious of you to do so. And I was like, yeah, man, that's great. I can't wait to hear it, and knock yourself out. We'll support you however we can, and you know, have fun with it. And you know, we got off the phone. And I was just like, well, that's cute, but that'll last for a week or two, and then it'll, you know, go whatever way. And I had no idea 7 years later, you know, we'd be sitting here celebrating your 7th anniversary. And you know, in addition to the longevity, just the way that it's grown and your listenership is just the numbers are astounding. And like I say, we now go to conventions. Well, not this year, but when we used to go to conventions, you know, like most people are an afterthought, and then it's like the Let's Voltron podcast guys come in and people are like shouting, "Hey, that's Mark Morell and Greg Tyler from Let's Voltron." And I'm in the presence of celebrities and I'm like begging you guys to help me get in. So
that has actually happened.
It
That
has.
is a true story.
yeah, I'm like, guys, can you pull any strings to get me into this panel? And then once again, you guys were very gracious and you said, "Okay, can you let these 3 weirdos in? They want to see what's going on with this show called Voltron Legendary Defender," and we had a good time.
I have to tell you, a similar thing happened just not this past July, but the July before that. The last time San Diego Comic-Con actually happened. We were in San Diego and I was covering Teen Titans Go to the Movies. It was a new movie that had just come out. And I've interviewed all the people from Teen Titans Go so many times, and I know the producers and everything. And as we were going into the venue that they were doing it at San Diego, which was in downtown San Diego, it was a theater. and they were going to show a special screening of Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and they were going to introduce the cast to the screeners. And I was outside going in, and the security guard had a person there, and he wouldn't let him in. And it happened to be Aaron Horvath, who was one of the executive producers and writers of the movie.
Oh my.
And for some reason, he had forgotten his license to be able to show his ID. And I said, "Oh my gosh, this is the executive producer and writer of the movie. You have to let him in."
So you had to vouch for him, in other words.
I had to vouch for him.
So security's like, it's okay. Mark Morrell says he can come in.
Mark, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right. So I found that very funny that was even happening, because I would have thought, there wouldn't be any situation where that would ever happen, but of course it does. So who knows?
Yeah. Hence, you need to be the one approving the guest list from now on, saying who gets in and who doesn't.
Yeah. So I still remember back to when we were at Brooklyn for the when Voltron Legendary Defender first came out, and it was at New York Comic-Con, and we did that thing where we had all of the different vendors that were going to be part of the Voltron collective.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun because Greg and I got to run the podcast live from there, but it wasn't really live, we taped it and everything.
Yeah.
and released it later, but it was cool to just have it there. And it's amazing if you listen back to it now. Oh man, it was really loud there with all that music and everything going on. But man, was that fun.
That was a cool venue.
Yeah.
Well, you get the energy in the background, you feel the vibe. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It's pretty rare where we get to take the podcast somewhere else and do it there. I've also very rarely had anybody in the studio with me, when we did recordings. So here at home, and I've had my son on the podcast, Lucas, but I also had Bill Spangler here one time, who was one of the writers for the Robotech Voltron comic book series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it's just so happened that Bill Spangler lived in my same hometown.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
I was able to have him over to the house, and we recorded here. So that was fun.
Wow, fun.
So you actually had to wear pants for one of your podcasts.
Yeah. And I wanted to let everybody know I'm wearing this t-shirt that's one of the first t-shirts that we ever made from the logo for Let's Voltron. So this t-shirt goes back that many years too.
Nice. The only other voice I ever did on the show, because my voice was fairly
recognizable,
just a little,
and also not very versatile. I got to do one of the Mer guards when the octopus was on its face going. And that was it. That was the only thing
that was your.
I remember
they're like perfect.
Kids laughing sometimes.
Me and you were both there for that session because it's like mostly us in the episode. So
I know.
It was all HR. They were like, okay, well, you guys are gonna do most of these guys, and it was just the two of us in a vacuum.
I was so flattered. I was like, oh my god, they're asking me to do an alternate character, and then they're like, yeah, so you just sound like you're being strangled by an octopus. Don't say any words.
Just get strangled. Just get strangled.
They knew you could handle it.
Was it Andrea that told you to do that?
What's that?
Was it Andrea that told you to do that?
Yeah, but it was more of a Joaquin thing. I think he was like, yeah, you can't do anything else. Yeah. More like Joaquin, I think. But.
Think of a bird guard who goes.
They would let me do little kids laughing sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
I guess I did some group laughing Wallace stuff. Yeah. But
yeah,
only one feature.
I wanted one so bad.
I remember that a lot of times we would do takes of the group screaming, and my voice sounded so high pitched. They're like, it sounds too much like Bex's voice.
Yeah.
I was like, they're like, they blend too much together. Do something. Else.
Lance sounds like Pidge.
Yeah.
Funny.
Jeremy, there were
Wait.
moments in the booth where they like, I mean, I know it started to become like almost like a thing. Let's see how high and long we can get Jeremy to scream. And it was like, you had these moments where they're like, yeah, just if we could just go up just like just a little higher and a little longer. And you just get these like, and I would just have to take the cans off and just be like, oh my God, here we go. It was impressive, man. It's impressive.
Yeah.
I tried to always outdo myself in a challenge. I think one of my favorite things in the show, there's this epic scream that he does
Yes.
that we did in ADR.
Which
and,
time?
The
Yeah,
whole
there's a
show,
few.
it goes like all that black and white kind of epic
Yes.
anime
Oh
style.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And my face was like legitimately like sunburn red
Yes.
by the end of it. It was just like the winds up and the pull through all at once. I was just like, I had like PTSD from it afterwards.
We want to look back on 2020 and say, hey, not so many great things happened in 2020, but one awesome thing happened. We still got to have VoltCon 2020.
That's true.
We did.
We're really excited about that. And of course, 2020 was the year that the Voltron Store live show on Facebook started.
Also,
That's I don't know if you consider that to be another strike against 2020. A lot of people point to that. They say, yeah, 2020 was the year that Voltron Store Live Show started, and there was also the pandemic. So those twin kind of catastrophes.
Yeah, it explains a lot, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that sums up 2020 right there. But yeah, I'm in denial that 2020 ever happened. I think we should celebrate New Year's. The ball should come down and it should just say 2020, and we should just do it over again.
I agree.
How about that idea?
Yep.
That might work. Yeah. So how did the live stream? You know, we just mentioned, or Mark just mentioned the live stream. How did the Voltron Store live stream come to be?
Well, like all great things in our company, it was my idea. And,
Yeah, on a Thursday, Bob said, hey guys, let's do a Voltron Store Live show. And we filmed, I believe, the next Thursday, or maybe even sooner than that. That was
Actually, Tiffany, this was your idea to begin with. Remember, you wanted to do like a live episode, like a watch party with me and Jeremy, where we would recap like a Voltron Force episode, which might have actually been quality entertainment. And I took that idea and twisted it into something that was just harebrained and a lower kind of, at least technologically feasible, because we couldn't figure out how to do the watch party and do like a live show out of it. So I said, let's just get on and chat, and we'll have guests and we'll talk about what's going on in the store. And it was mostly envy of Marc and Greg that made me want to do this, because I see how much fun they're having and all the Voltron people that they get to talk with. But the part that I don't envy you guys about is you then have to take this and go and edit it. And so there's a lot of work that goes into it. And so by being live, we don't have to do any of that post stuff. You just get the raw, uncensored ugliness that comes out of all of our mouths. And, sometimes
All of our mouths.
mostly just yours.
You just get me like
keep it
stressed
PG.
out for 45 minutes, just like, do I need to shut this down? Do I need to shut this down? When is Bob going to do something that I just have to like cut it off?
Caitlin keeps her finger on the button at all times. I don't think I've risen to the level of having to be shut off quite yet.
And close.
Close.
Oh, that 1 week though. That 1 week. That mention.
We're not even going to talk about it. It didn't happen.
I'm just saying.
If I remember though, like Bob brought the idea up on like, I think he said like a Thursday, Tiff. And then that next Thursday, I don't even remember the first episode. I blocked it out of my mind because I was so nervous. But I remember coming into the office and being like, are we actually doing this? Like, I didn't even like wear makeup today or like anything. Like, we didn't even know what was happening. And Bob was like, yep, we are at 4:00.
And we all know how much I love being in front of the camera. So when he told Caitlin and I that we're going to be in front of the camera, I mean, we have absolutely no desire to do that, but we did it.
We needed our eye candy, Tiff. And,
yeah. Right.
We do.
Yeah.
I would not even want to watch the first episode because I think the whole time I'm just like so nervous and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Jeremy and I started with the first episode of Let's Voltron back in 2013, it sounded professional, didn't it? Sounded good, right? Like we had been doing it for years, right?
It was perfection. Yeah. You guys had perfection from day one.
It's only because, Jeremy, he's got that charisma, he's really got it going for himself. So he's like a showman,
He is.
For sure.
He's a cartoon character, Jeremy. He's a living cartoon character.
It just seems to be full of energy, enthusiasm all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it really is.
And you guys, when you started it, you didn't start with that countdown clock that you have at the very beginning, and then it kind of evolved into using that, right?
That was Bob's creation.
Yeah, we needed some kind of a countdown, and we wanted to use the theme song, and it felt weird at first because like it's such an intense and upbeat song, and then it's like 3, 2, 1, and then it's just like.
And then Bob
it's so anticlimactic, It's like you're gonna see something cool, and then it's my face, and I almost like relish that juxtaposition, like it's so anti-cool that it's jarring, and you just kind of go with it, and people are like, "What the heck is this?" So that's kind of fun. I don't know why we open on me and not the three. Do you guys know why we do that?
We've never.
Because you like to be on camera and we don't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like your Ed McMahon. I'm like, I have to go on first and introduce the stars of the show.
Well,
but then I end up monopolizing the time, and you can't get me to shut up and saying things that are borderline inappropriate. And I apologize.
Well, the other plan was, remember, it was supposed to be you, and then Tiff and I would pop on, and then Tiff and I would go away. Like we were not supposed to be on for the whole show, and then it just turned into us being there all the time.
Yeah. Well, you do have the power.
Mostly to keep Bob kind of in control. I mean, we had to have somebody on there to keep.
I know, we had to keep
going
under control.
Keep things moving.
Yes, basically.
You guys could be like the Simpsons. In the first couple seasons, it was all about Bart, but then, over time it became more about Homer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. I will tell you, I do like I don't look at my phone during the shows, and I'll look at my phone sometimes afterwards, and I'll have like 27 missed text messages, and it's like, wrap it up. like what?
Yeah. Which obviously did no good because he didn't look at his phone.
Well, now you know. Now you know I don't pay attention to the phone. I'm locked in.
He's just locked in.
Yeah.
If you ever see Tiff and I like this, it's because we're texting Bob. Like, stop.
I'm actually texting the fans and responding to their comments.
You do that. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Bob
gonna be hard
called
to do.
me out on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that multitasking is really hard.
It's just not a good look when you're doing this.
I don't do that.
I think I look better this way.
Yeah.
Ooh, but no, she does it right, because she like shows people like I'm actually doing stuff as opposed to trying to hide it.
There you go. Yeah.
So we are definitely looking forward to the Voltron show, the Voltron Store show in 2021. So we look forward to seeing more of it. Do you guys have any idea what might be coming up in 2021 for you guys, or are you just winging it all the time?
Well, people have been asking for the Voltron movie, and instead we're going to do the Voltron Store Show movie. So we're going to do a theatrical release where we just talk for 2 hours, and people are going to say, I've been asking for a Voltron movie for 30 years, and this is what I get. And they're going to like literally throw a pipe bomb through our window.
Well, it is live action.
That's
It
action.
would,
Yeah.
it would be live action. It would be a live action Voltron film. So, no, I don't know. I think Tiffany has some things up her sleeves we want to up the magic. You know, everyone says it's a magical show already, right, guys? And we want to up the magic factor. We enjoy doing those segments. Like I want to do some more of those. If Tiffany would get around to directing them for us, you know, those, yeah. You know, it takes some time. We maybe do like a behind the scenes, a little tour of our office. But you know, more fun stuff. We would like, honestly, we want to interview. We've interviewed a lot of people who've worked on Voltron, all different versions of Voltron, ranging from the original to Legendary Defender, but we've only scratched the surface. I mean, we just need to. I think you guys have interviewed every single person, so we need to look at your roster and go after those. So any intros you can make, that would be great. So,
yeah, definitely. So we're also looking forward to interviewing some more people from Voltron in 2021. So we know that there's more people along the Voltron Force lines that we haven't gotten to yet that we'd still like to. So yes, we will definitely be sharing those people with you.
All right. Well, we ought to join forces. You interview them first, and then as you're interviewing them, I want you to say, "Look, it's great talking with you. There's an also ran show called Voltron Store Live. It's pretty ghetto, but if you'll do a favor for my friend Bob, just do me this solid, and maybe he'll send you a gift card to the Voltron.
Yes,
store.
yes.
It's because we don't pay, obviously,
And of course they'll say after that appearance on the Voltron Store show, you owe me one, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're going to tell you that you owe them big time.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
but I would consider it a solid if you would do that for me.
Yes. All right. No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So we did put out to our social media channels a little bit of a question for our listeners and now viewers. The question was, what are you looking forward to in 2021? So we wanted to get first, all the people that are here on the show right now. I'd like to get each of you to give us what you're looking forward to the most in 2021. So why don't we start with Caitlin?
Oh, I knew it was going to be me. Is this Voltron related or just like life related?
Life.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
You're right. You're right.
Life,
You're right.
Voltron.
Voltron is
Voltron
life.
number one.
Voltron is life. I am really looking forward to see what Tiffany comes up with for the Voltron Store Live.
No pressure.
Oh, did I not tell you? I've hired you on as my partner in this. So we'll see what we come up with.
No, I'm also just excited to, you know, we're kind of back to work in and out, and we see each other sometimes, but I am really excited to get back to normalcy. And as much as we joke around of how much we drive each other crazy, it is so much better to be back in the office with each other and, you know, seeing each other, and we get a lot more sort of accomplished that way. I don't know.
You think?
I mean, probably not, but we at least have fun. We actually always joke. Yeah. We, prior to the show, we always have these really funny, hilarious, great conversations that we actually should just tape and make those conversations the show. And so it'll be good to just finally be able to hopefully eventually get back to normalcy where we can all sit in a room together and not have masks on and enjoy each other's company and get stuff done.
Good.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. How about you, Tiffany?
So, of course, I'm looking forward to a bunch of new products for the store. So in January, we have our Super 7 toy coming, which I'm really excited about. We haven't had a new toy for a while now. So that'll be fun. And then there's another one coming in the summer. So We're
Wow.
pre-selling that one right now. You can pre-order.
All right.
Yeah. And as you said, we got some new pillows in, body pillows, throw pillows. We had fans asking about sheets and pillowcases. So I came up with the pillowcases, and yeah, lots of fun stuff. Really looking forward to Voltron again this year. I
Yes.
love it. Hopefully my coworkers will be joining me this year. They won't just throw me out to the wolves.
I was just gonna say 2021 will be my first Voltron. I have not been to Voltron yet, so
Yeah,
I'm
it
looking
is-
forward. I'm looking forward to that.
It really
Awesome.
is such a great fan experience, and I love hanging out with our fans because we do have the best fans. So
Yes.
looking forward to hopefully being in a COVID-free Voltron this year, although we had no issues at all. So that was great. Nobody got sick. Everyone had fun. Everyone was safe. So yeah,
That's right.
definitely looking forward to that.
Awesome. And how about you, Bob?
Where do I begin? Like anything but 2020. No, I'm very, very happy and grateful that it looks like we're going to have a vaccine and hopefully start to return to normal sometime in the first or second quarter next year, which it means a lot to everybody's, health and well-being physically and mentally. I know there's, small business owners out there who are just getting crushed right now. That, just seeing our economy come back it's going to be a weight, I think, that is going to lift. And I think in a lot of ways, 21 is just going to be a great year for a lot of reasons, not to mention Washington, D.C., things changing a little bit. I think there's a lot of reasons to believe that, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and 21 has some great things in store. So that's just general life. On the Voltron side, I mentioned this at VoltCon. I'm looking forward to an announcement sometime and I wish I could announce it now. I'm dying to, but I think, like I said, I think, and I think I'll say it again. We've been at this now for 15 some odd years. This hypothetical live action Voltron film, and we've gone at it a lot of different ways, and we've had some really heavy hitters and talented producers kind of on our side and trying to get this thing off the ground. And for one reason or another, we hit some snags. And all that being said, I can honestly say I'm more confident in the direction that we're taking right now than I've been since embarking on this project when I was a green-faced, a guy who had just left a law firm and really was learning everything about it, had no idea what anything in the entertainment industry was, and he was just kind of trying to learn the ropes, which by the way, I still haven't learned, but I think I've picked up a few things, and I think from all that I've experienced so far, just personally, I really feel like we're on the right track, and I'm really excited about where it's headed. So, this feels like the announcement I made at Voltron, where I'm saying a lot, but really saying nothing at all. So I apologize for that, but I hope we can, add a little bit more clarity next year sometime, early next year. So,
well, I am definitely looking forward to that announcement too.
I will say this is the most excited I've seen Bob about Voltron potential and Voltron future.
Okay.
You guys have witnessed a lot. I don't like, because it's with Hollywood, you don't ever want to get too high, because then you get deflated and you just kind of you take everything with a grain of salt. And so we've had to Caitlin's point, we've had a lot of news that was seemingly good news that I'm like, no, let's just hold on this. And, I've always been tempered, but to Caitlin's point, I've kind of let myself get a little bit excited about it.
And I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think rightfully so.
Yep.
For sure.
We're glad you're excited, and you know, you got to be a little cautious whenever you're dealing with a low eight-figure budget for what's likely to what a movie like Voltron would likely cost. You know, you can't you know, it takes a lot of stars to align, a lot of people, a lot of organizations. You know better than we do, Bob, with the interactions you've had, but at the same time, and let's hope. I'm excited. I'm excited that you're excited.
So what else are you looking forward to in 2021, Greg?
Oh, me. Going places.
That would be nice, huh?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, for the family and, you know, getting out and about. We don't take vacations on a super frequent basis, but just these last 10 months, 11 months or so, I've really noticed being at home. And it's been wonderful in a lot of ways, but yeah, I just want to get outside and go to a lot more places than we've gone. I'm excited about VoltCon 2021, and there we go. I mean, ditto to what pretty much all of you have said. So,
Greg, I love how you said that. Like, I've just really noticed being at home, because that just is like, it totally captures every day of my life. I go around and I notice I'm still at home.
Yeah. I mean, I've been fortunate to be able to work from home for the last several months, and that will probably continue for a while. With the day job and all that, but and it's been wonderful to be able to just go upstairs and say hi to the wife and the kid and all that, and yeah, I mean, just having us all get in the car and go somewhere and not worry to the extent that we have, that would be a great thing. So
yes. So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm looking forward to a lot of things in 2021.
All right.
My son is finishing high school in 2021, and then he's starting to attend college in the fall of 2021. So I'm looking forward to that.
Congratulations.
And my wife and I will basically have an empty nest, so that's always good. We also have a bunch of things coming up in 2021 that I'm looking forward to. That Greg and I are gonna be doing a lot of things related to Voltron Force, because it is the 10th anniversary of Voltron Force. So I'm looking forward to that, because we're going to review every single one of the 26 episodes of Voltron Force.
Oh boy.
Yep. Then we also are going to be still celebrating the 5th anniversary of Voltron Legendary Defender.
That's a good deal.
And we're going to be looking forward to VoltCon 2021, which comes out October 23rd and 24th, 2021 at the Marriott East in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Right.
And of course, you can get tickets at voltcon.org. And of course, the Voltron store will continue being the official online retailer for everything Voltron. Right?
Yep.
And is that true of also VoltCon?
As of now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way to answer confidently and assuredly.
Yeah.
The answer is maybe.
I hope so. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So there was another thing that came out this week that we just found out about. And I have to get my glasses for this one. Okay.
Yeah, Mark told me about this just before we went online, so this is pretty new to me as well.
Right. So if you guys recall, back when I was writing the book for Voltron from Days of Long Ago, a 30th anniversary celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
We found out about that wonderful mistake, right? That caused Go Lion to become Voltron.
Yeah.
And the fact that when you had gone to Toei Animation and had asked for the tapes, you asked for the one with the lion. And they sent you instead of what you had requested, they sent you Go Lion. But what you had actually originally requested was Mirai Robo Daltanius.
Correct.
Which is Future Robot Daltanius, which was an animated series that aired in 79 and 80 in Japan, and it was made by Toei Animation. It's where 3 ships combine to form a giant robot, and one of those ships is a lion-shaped robot that its head forms on the giant robot's chest.
Right.
And for the time that it came out, it was the 3rd installment of Tadao Nagahama's Robot Romance trilogy. And
okay, that's news to me. Okay.
yeah, a lot of people don't know
I'm
about
following.
the show.
Did you just say romance?
Yeah, Robot Romance trilogy.
Okay, I'm following.
The cool thing is that there's a company called Discotech Media that is releasing in 2021 for the first time ever, released with English subtitles, what they call an SD-BD, which is basically standard definition Blu-ray.
Cool. They're releasing Daltanius on Blu-ray?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So I had found out that there was like an Italian version of a 2-volume DVD set that included 6 DVDs in each volume that was released in 2019 that Italian fans could get for Daltanius. I think this is the first ever English one. So we also found out that Bandai, Soul of Chikoken, Tamashii Nations had made a Daltanius GX59R, which was available to collectors.
Yeah, that was their version of what we got as Voltron fans with the GX71. That was the Go Lion, and the 88, which was the Die Rugger. So both of which are really, really cool.
Right. So basically the way it goes, the story of Daltanius, the robot of the future, takes place in the year 1995. And the planet Earth suffers a devastating invasion by the alien armies of Zar. A band of thieves led by Kento accidentally discovers an underground base where Dr. Earl lies in hibernation. Earl arrived on Earth in 1945 in the company of Little Prince Harlan and the robot lion Baralios. Unfortunately, during the landing phase, he lost track of them. Only with the union of Antares, Gumper, and Baralios is it possible to give life to the powerful robot Daltanius, the fundamental weapon to defeat the aliens. Finding Prince Harlan and Baralios is therefore an absolute imperative, even if someone could be much closer than you think. So that's how it starts out.
That
Can I
sounds
just
fun.
say, isn't anime wonderful?
Yeah. Yes,
I
it is.
mean, no, I mean, this wasn't accessible to us in the United States back when, there was a whole cottage industry of people who tried to get a hold of VHS tapes and dub them and try to put English subtitles, but like, it is a whole different form of storytelling that, and it's all genres, but like that synopsis you just gave, how many animated series have been released in the United States with a similar synopsis as that? I mean, it's just, their storytelling is incredible, and it's incredibly imaginative. And it's just awesome now that you can get, I mean, not only, Daltanius from 1979 or whenever she said it debuted, but, go on to Netflix or Crunchyroll or Funimation, which will probably be the same thing pretty soon. That's other big news in anime. But
yes, Crunchyroll was just sold from AT&T to Sony.
Right, because AT&T is up to its ears in debt, and they're just selling off everything they can to try to pay off the mortgage. And so I guess they figured Crunchyroll was expendable, which I don't understand. I think anime is only getting bigger, and I think it was a wise move by Sony, who now has just cornered the market in anime other than Netflix. So, if you want to consume anime, Sony has a library of, thousands of hours of anime. And Netflix just keeps producing more and more new anime. But it is a genre that practically was non-existent in the United States when Voltron came over, and now it's just, I mean,
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah. So that's another thing we're looking forward to in 2021.
Right.
Of course, I'd like to have everybody get back to some sense of normalcy and being able to go out and do things, and, you know, people can connect again, and it would just be wonderful. So let's hope for that. But now I want to get into what our listeners actually told us what they're looking forward to in 2021. And don't forget, each of these people are entered into the drawing for this wonderful thing right here.
The Playmates Toys Voltron 84 Classic Legendary Voltron, which was recently available at Walmart.com and
Yep.
which sold out very, very quickly.
Yes.
So
Tiffany only managed to get one. Otherwise, you know, maybe I could have actually given my friends a Christmas gift that they wanted.
Bob, how many did you get?
Well, I was counting on you to get our collection.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
I did talk to Playmates, by the way. I emailed them last week just to see if they had anything up the pipeline. And they said, I reminded him that it did sell out and that fans are asking for more of them. And he said they are considering doing something else. So
yeah, that's what they told me as well. Yep.
yeah.
That's awesome. I like when things sell out. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Selling out is good. Selling out is
Very
good.
good.
So I'm going to start reading our fans' thoughts on what they're looking forward to in 2021. I'm going to start with Isabella. The only things I'm really wanting for this new year is peace and my Keith Funko Pop that got delayed because of bad weather. Also the Voltron Lego set, but I could barely afford a Funko Pop. So yeah, this year's been rough. Thank you, Isabella. Next, we have Andy. Staying on topic to Voltron, I'm really looking forward to VoltCon 2021 and hanging out with everyone again. Secondly, I'm excited to be starting my new businesses and finishing the barn renovation at my home. Hoping the new year brings us away to hang safely with family and friends again. Love the podcast and hope you have a wonderful holiday. Thank you,
Thanks,
Andy.
Yes, thank you.
Alexandra says, hi. What I look forward to in 2021 is finishing watching Voltron with my new boyfriend. I have been a fan of the show from the start and had mentioned how much I love and have for the show. We have been best friends for about 3 months now, and while watching season 5, he finally told me his feelings for me.
Wow.
That's
The
cute.
quintessence was strong.
We have just one more season to watch together, but I'm really excited about finishing it with him and getting to rant about the show together. So there you go. Voltron has brought two people together. That's awesome.
Cute.
Lexi Hoffman. You guys know Lexi from the show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She says, hey, Mark and Greg, I hope you are doing well. We're finishing up our fall semester in a remote setting, but hopefully we'll be able to return to in-person learning in the new year. I'm looking forward to seeing friends and family and my students from beyond a screen. I'm also looking forward to catching up on your podcast while I take my son for long walks to get out in the fresh air after winter is over. My hope is that there will be plenty more Voltron content in 2021, and based off the fandom works I've seen, it's still very strong. Wishing you and your families a happy holidays and happy new year. Love, Lexi Hoffman at Red Lion 004.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Lexi.
Love the handle.
We got to have you back on the podcast.
Susanna was at VoltCon this year. I don't know if you guys got a chance to meet her. She's been a fan of the podcast since day one.
Yeah.
So she says, happy 7th anniversary, Let's Voltron. A lucky number. What a great ride. Cheers on this special occasion. What I'm looking forward to in 2021 is definitely VoltCon 2021. I had so much fun this year at this year's VoltCon. I changed my mind about going to Indianapolis so many times that I'm actually surprised I went at the end. It was fantastic, and now I want more. I hope I'll meet you at VoltCon, and she's got the musical symbols here. Happy holidays, Susanna. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Nice.
Hear that, Kevin and Patrick and Savannah? Way to go.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Our next one is Ursel. Says, I'm looking forward to building a Shiro costume for my 5-year-old. Never done any
Aw.
cosplay before, but after listening to previous podcasts with other cosplayers and watching a few YouTube tutorials, I just may give it a shot. He's obsessed with Shiro and uses anything imaginable as a pretend Bayard.
That is awesome.
Oh, love
And
it.
you know,
That's cute.
I've seen some people at the conventions who not only get the uniform looking great, but they get the hand, a glowing hand effect too.
Yeah.
It's amazing what people can do.
Our next one is Shannon Owens. In 2021, I'm looking forward to spending time with my family, as well as working on writing and illustrating new children's books with my daughter. P.S. Shameless self-promotion, Power of the Pixel by S.A. Owens, available on all major online platforms wherever books are sold.
All right.
Cool.
All right, good
Check
luck
it
with
out.
that, Shannon. Our friend Matt Cernacker from Random Gibberish.
Ah, right.
Looking forward to safely seeing convention friends again in 2021 and hopefully adding a classic Voltron that I never had as a kid to my collection.
Nice.
Miss you guys. Thank you, Matt.
Yes, thank you.
Our next one is Sheer. Hi, guys. I'm looking forward to and hoping for the chance to attend VoltCon in 2021. However, if that doesn't happen, a return to any sense of normalcy will do. Of course, winning this will dramatically help. Love the podcast and love all things Voltron. Thank you for all the nostalgia. Kind regards, Sheer Yang.
Lots
Thanks so
of
much.
shout outs for VoltCon. That's awesome. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, now we have Susan. You remember Susan C? She made a thing for our 200th episode.
All right.
Now she's made, and I didn't do the color justice because my printer doesn't print the right colors all the time. but this is what it looks like. It says happy 7th anniversary. Let's Voltron. Mark Morell and Greg Tyler.
That's
Oh,
very
that's
cool.
awesome.
Thank
That
you
is
so much.
amazing. Mine is in the mail still, I think.
Okay.
Well, Susan says, hello, Mark and Greg. Happy anniversary with lucky number 7. I'm very much looking forward to the 2021 VoltCon. Whether I get to finally make it to the event in person or experience it vicariously through you, I'm very excited to see they have released the dates for it. So we know that's October 23rd and 24th.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what they and hopefully you two have planned for it. I'm also looking forward to the possibility of them holding another VoltCon poster contest. While I'm not an artist, I have fun entering my designs for it and love seeing how they share the different entries as well. I hopefully look forward to sharing some more of my art with you two. Ever since your 5th anniversary, it has become a little tradition for me to email you a drawing of appreciation, and she has done that.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
I've never really publicly shared any of my drawings before until Let's Voltron. So surprise, surprise, I've included one with this email. Hope it makes you smile. Yes, it did.
Oh.
It did. Thanks.
I tried to use 7 colors associated with the 7 main characters of Voltron Legendary Defender.
Oh, wow.
I also look forward to seeing other Voltron fans' creations and any new Voltron products that come out. And of course, I always look forward to more Let's Voltron with my 2 favorite podcasters.
That's
I'd
very
also-
kind. Thank you.
She goes on. I'd also like to thank you two for continuing your excellent work and for just being 2 great guys. Through the good and the bad, you not only remained loyal to Voltron, but to your fans as well. Your hard work and positivity is much needed and appreciated. If I ever want to smile, I just turn on some of my favorite moments of Let's Voltron. You could host Let's Voltron for 100 years and there will never be enough words or art to express us fans' appreciation for you. Thank you again.
Wow.
That is
Wow, guys.
That was
Wow.
That is
amazing. I got
really
like
cool.
chills down my spine.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I mean, we get letters like that all the time, but like, it's really sweet to hear you guys get them as well. We just don't have the time to read stuff like that. But
Hi. Right.
yeah, sounds very familiar. Okay, go ahead.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Thank you, Susan.
Yes, thanks.
Our next one is from Stefan. I'm looking forward to the vaccine and life getting back to normal, I hope.
Yeah.
Regards, Stefan.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Agreed.
My Laurie says, what am I looking forward to in 2021? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm hopeful that the vaccines being evaluated now will be safe and effective so that the risk of moving around and interacting with people holds less risk. I look forward to finally being able to work from the office again and reclaiming my craft space as craft space. I look forward to being able to go on vacation and see my family again. I look forward to going to movies and restaurants again without masks and the fear of catching COVID. But I also look forward to continuing some of the habits I've taken up this year, cooking at home more, spending time on hobbies, and appreciating what I have. Happy and safe holidays to you and your families. Thank you, Milari.
Thank you. It's great to point out the positives about the situation we're in. So that's cool.
Paula says 2020 has been a heck of a ride. I am thankful for the experience, but 5 out of 10, and that is a generous 5 for it. She gives it a 5 out of 10. 2021 has a lot riding on its shoulders for all, especially after 2020. No clue what 2021 will bring, but what I look forward to is hope. Hope is a 4-letter word with strong meaning. Hope for everyone to have a better year. Hope our fertility results in our start of adding to our family. We started our journey with fertility in 2020, but had to put a hold on it when the shutdown happened in our state. We were able to get back in our journey in October. Sadly, we did not get the results we wanted to hear, but we are still able to do just another part in our journey. We are in the process of IUI and are having good hope for it. That is what I look forward to, that we will one day have a baby to raise and enjoy. I know if we do, they will have a Voltron family to watch and hopefully enjoy. Thank you for reading our story. It may not have been what you were expecting to read, but that is what I look forward to in 2021. Good luck to all who enter and happy holidays from Paula. Thank you, Paula.
Paula, good luck.
Paula.
Good luck on your journey. We're pulling for you. And you know what?
Yeah.
If she's as optimistic as a person as to rate 2020 a 5 out of 10 stars, then she's someone that I can obviously see the bright side of things, because that's the best rating that 2020's ever gotten. And I wish her the best of luck. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
She definitely sounds like a cup half full type of person.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Would you rather travel to the belly of a Weblum or eat at Rapid Sal's pre-hunk?
Weblum.
Oh,
Weblum.
Definitely Weblum.
Weblum.
Okay.
No, because I went to the belly of a Weblum.
I'm gonna go with Sal's.
Nice.
I'll take
And
that over
Rapid-
being inside a whale anyway.
Yeah,
That
Rapid
sounds-
Sal's
Oh
was
man,
like
see that food?
Let's put it
I
this way.
remember it that
Rapid
well.
Sal's
Inside
had
the
enough.
Weblum is like the most intense VR adventure game ever.
Yeah. Rapid Sal's had enough promise that Hunk actually invested his time.
There we go.
Oh, that's a good point. Can I change my answer?
I changed mine to South.
No.
Change mine to South.
All right. Would you rather play Monsters and Mana or go to the Space Mall?
Monsters and Mana.
Monsters and Mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't do either. So
That
Still
was
one of my
Monsters
favorite
and Mana.
episodes of all time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight alongside the Rebels with Matt Holt or the Blade of Marmora with Krolia?
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a tough one.
Oh, wait, I've got the Blade of Marmora jacket
Yeah.
on.
I
I
would say-
can't choose.
I would say Blade of Marmora, just because you get those epic costumes and you look like a space ninja.
Yeah.
It is an epic costume, but since I already have it, I'm going to go with Rebels.
Very nice.
Matt
Yeah,
had the dog
very
friend,
badass.
though, right? There's that
Yeah,
little
that dog homie.
Yeah, he's got the dog buddy. I'm going with dog.
Dog guy's cool.
Blades are all super serious. They've all got like weird. Let's hang out with dog guy.
Yeah, Krolia was kind of the worst.
Really?
Matt Holt. I go Matt Holt.
Captain Aaliyah now is dog guy.
Dog guy. I told you I have the memory of a goldfish.
Cosmo!
I don't remember what's outside my booth anymore. I've been in here.
And yet you remember the brown lion.
Yeah.
That is burned
That
in my brain.
he will not
Really-
forget.
The brown lion left an indelible mark.
Oh, yeah.
One that could not be
Skidded into my memory.
Skidded.
The next one is from Trey. Trey says, "Hello, Mark. I never win anything, but here we go. What I'm looking forward to this coming year, 2021, is simple. For the Playmates Voltron you're giving away to come back into stock at Walmart, and for Bandai to release more GX71 Voltrons in the USA. The second production run allocation was just too small. And since some USA retailers are offering pre-orders for the GX88 again, I am keeping my fingers crossed that the Lions will see a reissue as well. Thanks for offering this giveaway, Trey Chester. Thank you, Trey.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
And we echo your sentiments on the Bandai toy. We want to get more of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Roger says, hello, Let's Voltron. What I'm looking forward to in 2021 is to see a collector set of Voltron Legendary Defender, like the collector set from the Voltron 84 30th anniversary, and the complete set of the episodes on DVD. I'm a fan of Voltron 84 and 2016. Thank you, Roger.
And we agree.
And then Becca says, hello, I look forward to the days I'll be back with my friends going to conventions and cosplaying as Voltron characters. Will conventions be operating next year? Will the vaccines be distributed to everyone in time and be effective enough to stomp out the virus by mid-2021? I can only hope. Being stuck at home makes me appreciate the times I've spent with family and friends before 2020 became a mecca dumpster fire. In the meantime, it's all video games, Netflix, and Voltron fan art. Stay safe. Thanks, Becca.
Yeah, thank you.
Carlos says, for you, I and the rest of the world be reunited with their loved ones getting over this coronavirus. So thank you, Carlos.
Yes.
Steve says, what am I looking forward to in 2021? I'm looking forward to ending this pandemic and life not only getting back to normal, but becoming better. Hashtag, it's going to be okay. Hashtag, let's go Voltron Force.
Nice.
Love the hashtags.
Yep.
Christian says, hi, Let's Voltron Podcast. I want to see a toy company announce Voltron pilots for pre-order in 2021.
That would be awesome.
Super 7. Please make Voltron pilots.
Yes.
Preferably 6 inches, but I'll buy any scale. I would love the box set of Playmates Classic Legendary Voltron to give to my nephew. I already have one for my collection. My nephew likes Voltron Legendary Defender and robots. Thank you, Christian.
Yep, thanks.
Jonathan says, hi, Let's Voltron Podcast. Why don't you make a casting to do voiceover for episodes of Go Lion? I've seen many fan dub voiceovers for other animes. You can always check behindthevoices.com and put castings for voiceover of the show there. There are many that are free because fans like to participate in different animes. That's an idea that I didn't see anybody have yet.
Yeah,
Voltron.
somebody did that back in 1984. They called it Voltron.
You mean they took animation and then they dubbed over it with different voices?
That was the idea. Yes, they took actors and they dubbed over Go Line and they called it Voltron. So somebody already took that idea, but you know, it could be interpreted a different way, I suppose.
Yeah, I have to tell you, we also did a little bit of that on the podcast. There was some footage that I took from the original Voltron, and I had Jack Angel sort of do some new stuff.
I sort of saw that, Mark, and did you not get my cease and desist? Is that not right?
I hope you don't mind. Instead of having him say "Let's Voltron," I had him say "Let's Zarkon." Is that okay?
Yes, Mark. I did see that, and the lawsuit is pending. So.
Okay.
And now, back to Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
Hagar, have you devised an evil plan for getting me on Let's Voltron?
Yes, my lord. I'm using my magic to make every Voltron fan on Earth bow to your wishes. They will no longer follow that blubbering Voltron. I will follow you.
I love the way your twisted mind works, you old wish.
Shall I have your ship prepared, my king?
No need, you idiot. I can do this all over Skype. Listen and listen well, faithful Voltron fans. Your days of following that feline fruitcake are over. He will never give you what I can provide. With my rule, you will finally get that precious live-action movie you have all desperately longed for. Join me, and we can rule the galaxy together. From now on, you will all say, "Let's Zerkon!"
I think Franklin Kofod doing Hagar's voice really was the icing on the cake.
Yes. Yeah. BJ Ward was definitely upset about that one.
No doubt.
She's worrying her for her job. So Jonathan continues. I saw a few for Robotech for series that were transmitted in Japan, like Macross 7. You can find some fan dubs in YouTube. Many people prize Go Lion as the ultimate version of Voltron, so I think it will be a great project to do dubs for it. Best regards, Jonathan. Thank you.
Interesting. Yeah,
okay. Christopher says, for me, it's to get back to work at my workplace and spend time with family and friends that I miss the most. Going to parties and holiday parties as well in 2021. And that is how I feel about going into 2021. So thank you, Christopher.
Yep, thank you.
Ryan Kennedy, just to let you guys know, he sent a picture, which was, you know, how they have ultrasound pictures of babies before they're born.
Yeah,
I've seen those.
Okay, he sent a picture of his ultrasound with the baby that looks very happy and healthy, by the way.
Well,
but I didn't want to show it because of HIPAA laws. So anyway, okay. So Ryan says, "Hey gang, I'm looking forward to having a baby and watching old episodes of Voltron with her, like my dad did with me growing up." So thank you, Ryan, for sending along that picture, and good luck with the baby.
That is
Congratulations.
awesome. I love that. Congrats.
Next is Daniel. Daniel says, I'm looking forward to new beginnings, new friendships, learning and growing in 2021. 2020 was filled with many challenges and allowed me to reflect on what's important. It allowed me to slow down and think. It allowed me to focus on my health, both physically and mentally. It gave me opportunity to say goodbye to some toxic relationships and invite more healthy people in my life. In 2021, I look forward to more of that. Daniel Sims. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
And then we have Joseph for 2021. I'm looking forward to VoltCon 2021. And that's it for Joseph.
Woohoo.
All right.
All right. Next, we have Cheyenne. Greg, you're familiar with Cheyenne. She's written us many notes.
She has.
Right? She's also a Taylor Swift fan as well. So that's a really unique combination, both Voltron and Taylor Swift fans here.
Not at all. The Venn diagram has a massive overlap.
Okay. All right. Hello, Marc and Greg. It's at Voltron Swifty, formerly known as at Taylor's Family. And I just wanted to say congrats on 7 years, guys. I can't wait for the content the podcast will have in 2021. Honestly, it's been amazing listening to the podcast these past 4 years. The Let's Voltron podcast has really helped me through not only these past 4 years of high school, but the episodes have just really helped me through 2020 in general. This podcast allowed me to escape the reality that is 2020 and into a whole new place. It's been amazing listening to you guys talk about all the things Voltron and having special guests on the podcast. Keep up the amazing work, and may you have more amazing memories to make on the podcast. A good friend, Cheyenne.
Thank you, Cheyenne. That's very
How does that make you feel, Marc and Greg? I mean, come on.
That we've actually impacted people's lives a little bit?
That you've made their 2020 a little bit happier. I mean, just what more could you ask?
I think that's awesome. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
It's very
That's so cool.
Honestly,
so cool.
I mean, I just come downstairs and sit here and talk Voltron for however long we do it, and that it has any impact on anyone, positive impact on anyone else, is very humbling, and Wow. Anyway,
I think it's amazing because I've actually talked to a lot of voice actors through all of this, and voice actors themselves say that when they do their work, they're in a booth and they're talking to a microphone, and they're using their emotions, and they're saying what's on the script and everything, and then they go home. It's not it's not much different every time they come into the booth. But the shows that are made from what they do turn into something that means something to a lot of people. And for people that see them live and in person, and they can say, your character has done just amazing things that has taken up a large portion of my life. I'm influenced by your character and everything, and your show has really made a difference in my life. I've been able to do this, and this from watching your show.
Yeah,
And
I mean, look, a lot of
amazing.
people have connected with the show, with Legendary Defender in particular, and it's cool to hear from all those voice actors and producers, obviously. But to hear that they're not talking about Legendary Defender, they're talking about Let's Voltron Podcast has lifted me up in 2020. Man, guys, that is just awesome, and my hat's off to you. We got a letter the other day. It said trying to remember, race riots, pandemic, Voltron Store Live, what next? And I think what they meant was Voltron Store Live canceled out those two awful things, but I didn't know how to interpret it. But that was kind of our fan mail. But you guys,
it's like the $20,000 pyramid. Do you remember $20,000 pyramid with Dick Clark?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's where you're in that final version of $20,000 pyramid, and the person's giving you clues, like you just said, race riots, pandemic, and then Voltron Store Live, things that you'd rather forget about 2020, right?
You said it. Mark said it.
Right. But I had a different slant on it. I thought it was one of these things do not belong type of I thought it was like a riddle, and I don't know. I didn't know how to interpret it, but perhaps.
I think one of the best things that you can do, despite how much work I know you guys put into the Voltron Store Live, is that you guys can make fun of yourselves, and that is just the ultimate right there.
Well, when you have the material, and it's really the easiest thing.
Not that hard.
So we only have one more person, and his name is Phil. And he says, I hope with movies going straight to streaming that more movies like Voltron will get the green light, that studios will take chances on different properties and franchises. So thank you, Phil.
Here.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And we're looking forward to an announcement from Bob in 2021.
That's right, Bob. No pressure.
But it could be any announcement, right? You just said an announcement. You're like, ladies and gentlemen, what you've been waiting to hear is Voltron Store Live. It's dude. 100 more episodes.
Voltron Store Live coming to a mall near you.
Oh, gee.
The Voltron movie starring me and Tiffany and Caitlin. Enjoy it.
That's why I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Right.
Any announcement. Okay.
So I just want everybody to know that the hat that I'm drawing for this drawing is an actual hat that is available at the Voltron store.
Oh, thanks, Mark. It sure is.
I love that hat.
Yep.
So we've got all 26 people here in this hat. And
How'd you fit 26 people into a hat?
Look, they're all here.
Amazing.
I folded them over a few times.
Okay.
Okay.
That had to hurt. But anyway.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. All right, here it is. The winner of the classic legendary Voltron set from Playmates Toys, available only at Walmart.com and it completely sold out, but you can get one from Let's Voltron, the official Voltron podcast. Here it is. Our winner from all the entries is Susan C.
All right. Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
Susan C. So
That's a big one. That's a big get right there, Susan. Congrats.
That is.
So thank you for your drawings that you send us. And now you're going to be able to go home with a brand new Voltron Legendary or Voltron Classic Legendary Voltron set.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's a problem.
I knew that was
yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways, the packaging's a little confusing, but but you said you're going to go home in a Voltron Classic Legendary Defender. You could almost drive it home because it's that big. It's a massive toy. You could almost fit in it and fly it home.
You could.
Yeah. It's a suitcase.
It
It
is.
really is.
It is. It's a large suitcase at that.
So congratulations to Susan. That is awesome.
Yes, it is. Congrats.
Very exciting.
Now that's what we have for our show, and we want to thank obviously Bob and Tiffany and Caitlin for joining us. Is there any last words that you guys have for 2020?
Bob, any big announcements?
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh yeah, let's Voltron.
How about you, Tiffany?
Well, here's the thing. See, Caitlin and I also know about the news, so for a very high price, maybe.
Oh God.
Just saying.
Don't even start that because I'm terrible at
You
keeping.
just put a target on your head, and
I don't know
you guys
anything.
are not.
I don't know anything.
You guys are terrible at keeping secrets.
Okay, so Bob comes to Voltron and he says, we might have an announcement, blah, 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 blah. And then he literally flies out like 30 minutes later and leaves me with everyone at the booth asking me and making guesses and assumptions. Mark, you were there. You know this.
Yes.
You make some guesses. Yeah.
Well, Tiffany, if you told anybody, I hope you at least got your comeuppance. I hope you got your
payoff.
Your a little bit of payoff. I hope you at least were able to treat Dominic to dinner at Applebee's for spilling the beans.
Oh, good time.
God.
For those people who don't know, Dominic is her son.
He is my son. This is not his room. This is my other son's room. But
Right.
he's, yeah. So.
Okay. Anything from you, Caitlin, then?
No, I'm just excited for 2021 and Voltron. I think it's going to be a really great, fun year and looking forward to it.
Well, for the people that listen to this podcast and for people that follow Voltron, you know that every year that we've been on this podcast, we don't know what to expect in the next year, but we do know there's plenty of Voltron that we still haven't covered yet. But there's also the chance for new Voltron that can come somewhere, somehow. We don't know how. We just know we have hope. We have hope that there's going to be new Voltron. So we hope that there's going to be new Voltron merchandise that we can all play with and collect.
And buy at the Voltron store.
Yes.
Thanks, Greg.
And we hope that,
All right, Greg, I'll Venmo you for that. I appreciate it.
Good plug.
What? Yeah.
But,
The free pub.
but that's definitely what keeps us going as podcasters, Greg and I. So we really look forward to everything that's coming for Voltron, and we look forward to another great year, and hopefully everybody's happy and healthy in 2021.
Yes.
So thank you for
Absolutely.
joining us.
Thank you
And
for having us.
Thank you.
And I just look forward to more episodes of the podcast where we get together with friends that we've met, friends we haven't met, and just have a good time, whether it's with you, Mark, or Caitlin, Tiffany, Bob, or the many people that we've had on and will continue to have on. It's just a lot of fun to get together every now and then and talk Voltron.
That's awesome. Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much. And we'll see you all next time on
Let's Voltron.
Let's Voltron.
Let's Voltron.
Let's Voltron.
Let's Voltron.